Hey, it's me, your friend Shaun, and I'm thinking of a time not too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was an Easter weekend, and my pal Sabrina and I went to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Not somewhere I think I'd go today, but we went to what was once 4 plantations with slaves one day, and all the acreage was combined into one place, one whole, and it became and was transferred into this remarkable, beautiful, stunning, there are no words, as my friend Sabrina would say, um, art garden, sculpture garden. I loved being there. And then when you walked a little bit, you saw a large swath of land where it wasn't built up and glorified and prettied and transformed. It was what it was. And for me, when I was standing on that ground, I felt it. You felt density, you felt hurt, you felt chaos, you felt certainly I'm not saying I felt the horrors they felt, but the energy of the horrors of slavery still lingered. I feel that way today as I stand here. I'm in Darun, and that is Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe. That's East Germany and West Germany behind me. If I've gotten them mixed up, I'm sorry, I don't know my directions. But I'm standing here. It's been 30 years since the fall of the wall. I'm taping this, it is September, and German Shepherd right there. And so it's 30 years since the fall of the wall. The divided Eastern and Western Europe, and so you're going to hear a lot of talk about that. And I'm on the grounds where families and friends, loved ones, husbands, wives, sometimes children, were separated by that. And to think that this was just a generation ago, one generation lived through that, is very moving to me, in a way that I felt when I was on the former slave grounds. It was rice paddy, rice. They were growing rice. It was swamps and stuff that I was in and around. It's a watchtower there. Watchtower here, over there. You see right there. And it feels really intense and dense and sad. And I think that we're going to be hearing a lot about that right now. If you get back to that point in a minute, if you were on this side and you came up further than this bush here, you could be shot and killed. In Berlin and other places where, so this is the death curtain, is what it was called for reasons I just explained. But if you were somewhere where there was the actual wall, I think the western side you could go up to, and they did, and they painted. Eastern side they didn't let you near the wall because they feared you might try to escape. And so we're going to be hearing a lot about this, including from me. Walking along here makes me feel so blessed for things that we take for granted. And when I remember that it was just one generation separates what happened and where we are today. It's not far history, it's not old history. And to think that I'm standing here and I'm not allowed there. And that's just the beginning of it. My loved ones are on that side. There is a photo, I'll post it somewhere on my social media. There's a photo that I saw, I took a photo of it, of a bride on the other side of the fence with her groom, and they've just been married. And they're just standing there, and it's taken from the other side of the fence because on the side of the fence from where it was taken are her family and her friends who came to the wedding, which took place on the other side of the fence, but they weren't allowed to talk to each other. They just all stood there silently, and she emerged and showed by what she was wearing, I've just been married. And so, why do I think this is important? Because we're talking a lot about building walls. We're laughing a lot about the idea of building walls. But walls were built, and look what happened not long ago. And I think that we have to learn our lessons before we make those same mistakes again.